It's me, Marc, aka Elemental. Thank you for being here for the first video on the Elemental page. And I just wanted to say a quick g'day while I'm doing all my editing. First thing to point out is the original video here went for about 25 minutes. So I've done a little bit of editing. So excuse the little bits and pieces, the chops and changes. But if you're just listening purely to the audio, you'll get the idea. I probably don't need to say this, but I have anyway. So thank you for being here. I hope it's helpful, and feel free to share and like and subscribe and all that jazz. So yeah, hope you all have a lovely weekend. Peace. Bada bing, bada boom. So I'm just going to be talking through some stuff. This is more a recording to put on other socials, but I figured I'd do it through Twitch because this is a place I've not been for some time. So welcome to whoever is watching this, and wherever you are, whenever you are watching this. I have not been online even to play Fallout for quite some time now. I was getting quite obsessed with it, to be honest, and it was taking over my life a bit. So I decided to look within and deep down and reassess everything in my life, because I really wasn't happy. And I've been looking or using gaming as an escape, and whilst it's fun and I enjoy it and it takes me away from everything that the real world offers, it's actually not all that healthy for me. So saying I'm giving up gaming forever, that's absolutely not the case. But what I am doing is I'm just making better use of my free time. And I'm actually in an amazing space right now. I have everything that I need to be what I want to be. There's quite a few things that, as I start to bring up everything here, I should have prepared this earlier, but I didn't. So I've been working through everything, literally everything. So I guess at least the last 6 months, I've kind of been down and out, just in a really average space, stuck, not knowing what I wanted in life, not knowing just not knowing who I am or who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do with my life. And I just needed to get out of the funk. So there's been things I've been working on in the background for quite some time, but for the last month, I just decided let's just cut the shit. Let's focus on the things that I genuinely have interest in. We all know that I love gaming, right? That's without a doubt the truth. But what else brings me joy? I have a love of being out in nature. So as I sit in my room here, I have a love of writing. I have a love of artsy stuff. I have a love of the moon and animals. But all of that it doesn't really mean anything unless I am actually putting energy into it. So rather than distract myself with gaming every single second that I have spare, I'm stepping outside of that norm and attempting to do other things. So the first big change that I made, which has been huge, right, and it's given me so much more energy, is by changing my routine in the morning and in the evening. And it's done wonders for me. I'm looking after my health, my body, my mind. I guess getting creative juices flowing. I'm thinking about ways that I can help myself, help other people, help my kids. And it's all genuinely coming from a good place. I'm not thinking about trying to make money or anything like that. I have my job and it's great and I love it. But what I see here now is an opportunity to make a difference in a world where we're just so damn distracted by social media telling us what it thinks we want to hear and what we want to see. And My goal is to just encourage people to step outside of that. And I'm starting with adding to the social media overflow, but I'm talking about doing things in the real world, gathering to do things that are meaningful, out in nature, and all that kind of stuff. So, as I said, the first step was to get myself right, and my morning routine is spot on, where I get up at a good time, I have time to myself, I do my stretching, I eat well, I catch up on anything that is kind of hanging over from the previous day, and I set my goals and intentions for the day. And then before I go to bed, instead of staring at a screen, whether it's big screen or little screen, I'm setting some cutoffs. So the first cutoff is I don't eat after a certain time, which is a big rule when people are trying to get fit and lose weight and all that kind of stuff. So I have my cutoff there. And then I have my screen cutoff. And those are 2 hours and 1 hour before I hop into bed, respectively. Not before I go to sleep, before I hop into bed. So, and everything I'm going to tell you now is going to make me sound like old man doing old man things, but guess what? I'm old, I guess. So, yeah, once I hit those cutoffs, they're in effect, and I then just focus on my wind down routine, which is reading, doing breathing exercises, and just shutting everything down for the day, closing it all off, and then peacefully going to sleep. And to be honest, I know it's something that I probably should have done a long time ago, but I had this thing where I just wanted to I'd get life sorted, I'd get kids sorted, then it was my time, and then I'd do all of my things that I wanted to do. But the reality was I'd just be staying up late and cursing my sleeping patterns, cursing myself for the next day. And this big changes now forced me to, I wake up feeling much more refreshed, more energy, my mind's in order, and I start in positive terms. And I've been doing that for maybe 2 or 3 weeks now, and I feel great. And there's still hard times, don't get me wrong. There's still shit that happens, right? And I still get in moods. We're always going to fall into that trap. But it's what we do from there that is going to make the difference. And I've found ways to work through it where I might get caught up for a second, and then my mind through practice is like, come on, Marc, let's deal with that. Let's move on. And that's something that I can delve into deeper down the track with the things that I have planned, is putting things into place that can help us move forward, not get caught up in all the negativity that's shoved down our throats every hour, every second of the day. So that's been the biggest changes for me so far. I guess another one is, I'm wearing glasses, so you can see my reflection of my screens here. So they just finally caught up to me. They're not that strong, actually. I can still see, it's just a bit blurry. But this is the big things that have changed for me. And when I think about, that's me personally, right? Those are things that have worked for me, that have got me to a good space. And I've maintained this for quite some time. For a couple of years, I've been trying to get back to this space, and I just haven't found my way. I've tried, and the old things just weren't working. So I found new ways to adapt. And these are ones that I feel are, they are deeply ingrained into my routines. And, at the same time, I'm still okay with being kind to myself. If I miss a step along the way, it's okay. It's because I need to give myself that break. That's okay, because I just continue on. Doing something is better than nothing, and that's where I'm at. So that's me. I guess in terms of where I'm moving, being able to provide and help others around me, I am creating new presence under my new name, which is Elemental, with a 1 and a 7 included there somewhere. I'll share some details about that once I update my profile properly. So basically, there's a few things I'm working on. So I'm doing some courses at the moment that are going to get me to the end goal here. And number one, I'll just rattle off a few of them. I'm doing a course on breathwork. So being able to instruct breathwork courses. So it's just a basic one at the moment. And once I've been certified in that, I'll move to the next level. I'm also looking at nutrition and herbal medicines, so looking at natural remedies for things. And then further down the track, in being able to bring that all together to be somewhat of a natural environment experience. So helping people get out of the grey, get out of the concrete jungle, and back surrounded by trees and nature and flowing streams, which are the things that I love, and feeling closer to the earth, feeling closer to nature. And I really don't think that there's enough of that in modern life. There's definitely lots of people that do that, and I'm sure they feel connected, but I want to bring it all together. Have a meaningful collaboration with people in a grounding environment. That's my goal, and I'm really excited about it. I think it would help people detach from a lot of the social media negativity that's out there and refocus on things that genuinely mean something. So I haven't actually whiteboarded all of this. It's still stuck in here, but as it all unfolds, I will be sharing that information. So stay tuned. I think the best thing that you could probably do if you're interested is obviously stay tuned here, and I'll share updates. But also, straight after I finish recording this, I'll update the About Me section of this stream so that you can find the links to my elemental pages. And from there, stay tuned. I think if I can just close by saying, I guess, adding to that and sharing another thing that I feel truly passionate about, and a change that has occurred with me. And it's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but I think I really understand it now. And it's about being authentic. And I just genuinely want to be authentic. I want to be my authentic self. And I feel like, I don't know if scared's the word, or reluctant, or too worried about what other people think. I'm so tired of putting up with shitty people and shitty behaviours. And this is something that's been building me for quite some time now. And over the last month or so, I've just really shifted in that space, and I've just had enough of people saying things that hurt people intentionally, saying things that don't create a safe space for everybody. And some people might hear this and go, this guy's a far lefty wingnut. Oh, shit, I don't think that's the right word to use. Edit that. Crazy guy. Lefty crazy guy. But I don't think it's about that. It's just being a genuinely good human. And if somebody does have a different opinion, that's okay, right? I'd love to talk to those people and understand their headspace and what drives them. And maybe I won't change that mindset of theirs, but I just want people deep down to care about other humans, to have empathy, to think about what they're saying and understand whether it's actually contributing to a better society. That's where I'm at, and I'm tired of hearing the opposite. I think it's something that a lot more people need to get involved in, and I will continually encourage people to get on board with calling out this behaviour. In Australia alone, we've had such a big call out to men to put a stamp on misogynistic behaviour, violence against women, and I'm not talking about violence against men right now, because we can all go look at the stats and see a big gap that sits there between how many women are murdered by men and how many men are murdered by women. We're talking about women's safety right now, because that is by far the larger percentage. We're talking about how women are treated. We're talking about men calling out other men's shitty behaviour. That's something that I've seen I've seen ads about it 10 years ago, and we're still dealing with it. We're still dealing with backlash. And the problem now, oh man, I'm going off on a tangent. Apologies. The problem now is that everyone, myself included, has an outlet. The minority can have a loud voice. The people that don't have care or don't have empathy for their fellow humans get heard loud and clear and gain traction. And even if they just get a small following, it's amplified. We need to be louder. I know so many good humans, and I know a lot of people are reluctant to speak up, reluctant in the face of shitty behaviour to say something. But enough's enough, because the alternative is that we fall deeper into that hole. So, and violence against women is just one aspect, and I won't delve into the rest. But my key focus here is to get people back to nature, get people back to grounding, get people off their phones, get people out of social media and spending their time doing things that truly matter in this world. So, with all the other things that come along with that as well that I've just mentioned. So I think I'll leave it at that for now. I love sharing my thoughts raw. I'm not reading off anything. I've just got Instagram up here and Stream Manager up here. This is me talking from the heart, being passionate about something that I really believe in. So anyway, with that said, thank you for listening. I'll share my socials soon, and I look forward to talking to you all. Peace.